Everybody, okay. We are. So let us face towards Jerusalem and let's open up. Sisters, have your heads covered, please. Brothers, uncover your heads in respect to God as we open up.
Also, please remember to mute your cell phones.
No, no, no.
Children, calm down.
Our Father which art in heaven,
Our Father which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come,
thy will be done in earth
thy will be done in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Give us this day our daily bread,
Forgive us our debts
and forgive us our debts,
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation,
And lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord,
For he is good.
for he is good,
For his mercy endureth forever.
for his mercy endures forever.
Praise the Lord God of Israel.
Praise the Lord God of Israel,
For he is good.
for he is good,
For his mercy endureth forever.
for his mercy endures forever.
The Lord of lords,
Lord of lords,
King of kings,
King of kings,
the mighty one of Jacob,
the mighty one of Jacob,
and there is no other.
and there is no other.
In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
Today's scripture reading comes from Psalms 143, verses 7 through 12. Hear me speedily, O Lord. My spirit faileth. Hide not thy face from me, lest I be like unto them that go into the pit. Cause me to hear thy loving kindness in the morning, for in thee do I trust. Cause me to know thy way wherein I should walk, for I lift up my soul unto thee. Deliver me, O Lord, from mine enemies. I flee unto thee to hide me. Teach me to do thy will, for thou art my God. Thy spirit is good. Lead me into the land of uprightness. Quicken me, O Lord, for thy name's sake. For thy righteousness' sake, bring my soul out of trouble. And out of thy mercy cut off mine enemies, and destroy all them that afflict my soul. For I am thy servant. May the Lord add a blessing to the reading, hearing, and doing of his word. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Praise the Most High God. We got a song, right? All right. We got a song. Come on.
Without you, broken.
Check, there we go. All right, y'all, give me another round of applause, please. It's a wonderful thing to lift up your voice to the Most High God, right? What was David, the sweet psalmist? A man after God's own heart? Yeah. Music is pleasing to God, no question. All right, praise the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of our forefathers, the God that our forefathers made a covenant with in blood at the base of Mount Horeb. All right? Peace and blessings to everybody that's here. Peace and blessings to everybody that's watching on the internet. Now, you guys know how I do it. So I'm going to go through and do the Sabbath disclaimer. Then I'm going to do the multiple response strategies. Then we're going to get up in this thing. Today is the Sabbath of the Lord. It is a 24-hour period, sundown, Friday to sundown, Saturday night. Not when it's orange in the sky. Nehemiah will tell you that. It's when the sun is down and it's black. Okay? On this day, we are not supposed to buy or sell. We are not supposed to kindle a fire. That means smoke. That also means cook. That also means to not use a microwave because that is seething. The scientific principle of a microwave is intermolecular friction. It is boiling things. Don't use a microwave. All right? On this day, we're not supposed to say our own words. On this day, we are not supposed to bring our burdens in here. Okay? We're supposed to leave our burdens outside. We're supposed to rejoice. We're supposed to have a safe zone. Okay? In addition to that, we're supposed to have a 24-hour period where we keep it holy. Our conversation is holy. We learn about the Most High God on this day. All right? That being said, let me do this because I feel like I'm actually doing it. Punching my back. Can y'all hear me now? Church. All right. So now, you guys know how I do it. I like interacting with people. I don't like talking to track lights, speakers, the floor, and cameras, okay? I like talking to people. So, these are things called multiple response strategies. Everyone that knows this, just help me out. There's some new faces here. If you are understanding the concept of what is being taught, what do you do? Dude, I get what you're talking about. If you do not understand the concept at all, I'm in Bakersfield, we're in Las Vegas, what do you do? Dude, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. And if you kind of understand the concept, but you need a little help, what do? I kind of get it. That's how we get down here. All right? Now, this lesson is called How to Sow, Nourish, Protect, and Harvest Your Faith in the Seasons of Life. All right? I'm going through a winter period in my life right now. That's what inspired this lesson. That's what the Lord gave to me because of what I'm dealing with in my life. All right? But there are more than one season. All right? I know, I'm going to say this. I know the Bible says there's only summer and winter. I know that. But I'm saying, outside of that, we do have things that's called the fall and the spring. All right? All right? So don't come at me. I already know. These seasons, though, are metaphors. These seasons are metaphors for what we deal with in our lives. All right? Now, without further ado, and we flapping because I don't flap, I get down. Let's get down. All right? Let's go to the scriptures. Hebrews 1.
Hebrews 11?
I'm sorry, yeah, 11. Hebrews 11. Hebrews 11. I want you to understand how your faith, this lesson is going to tell you how to weaponize your faith. And when I say weaponize, I mean literally use it as a weapon to defend yourself and to enhance your understanding of the world in general. Because we live in a material world that is built upon a spiritual foundation, all right? And faith is a spiritual thing, all right? Let's get the definition of what faith is, or should I say the component, a key component of what faith is. Hebrews 11, verse 1. Go ahead, my brother.
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
So things hoped for are based or made up of faith, but it's not things that are seen right away. And that right there is a very helpful thing to understand. This journey that we're on, we're walking towards something that we literally have not seen, we just read about. No one in here has had God personally come to them, shake their hand, and break anything down to them. However, we know God exists from this word. And we know God exists from the key of David, moving things in our lives. Y'all understand that concept. Now, I'm going to go to the first season that we have to deal with. And again, I know it says summer and winter in the Bible. Just bear with me. These are metaphors, okay? The winter. The winter is to test the limits of your faith. In our winter seasons, we must survive off the previous harvest of our faith and plan for the spring. That's what this is for. Winter has the harshest conditions. The nights are long, they seem lonely, and they cold. The days are short. Nothing is growing, nothing is moving. The ground is hard and frozen, and you need more heat, or should I say light and word, and warmth, or should I say words, prayers of compassion, hope, and patience. Situations that create and sustain the winters are fear, loss, and disappointments, or a combo of both of three of those. Now, how we respond to these trials, it literally dictates the duration of the winter. How we respond to it, it dictates how long it lasts. Okay? Y'all with me on that concept? Now I want y'all to remember something. Winters do not last forever. First we have winters, and we're going to deal with the emotions of winter and how we're supposed to just literally hunker down and deal with the winter. Let's go to Isaiah 64. I'm going to show you why we have winters in the first place. But see, fun, you know, I keep the Sabbath, I keep the feast days, I keep the dietary law. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Okay, before you get all high and mighty, I want us all to remember this. Isaiah 64, one verse, verse 6. This is one of the reasons why we have winters. Go ahead, sir.
But we are all as an unclean thing.
Stop. We're all clean things.
Unclean thing.
Come on.
And all our righteousnesses are filthy rags.
So all the Sabbaths and the feast days and everything you think you're doing right, keep doing it, but don't be like Job and think that you are beyond reproach from God. Because we've all done something leading up to this point when we keep the Sabbath and the feast days. And God has get back for the stuff we did prior to that. Remember that. Go ahead, sir.
And we all do fade as a leaf, and our iniquities, like a wind, have taken us away.
So let's not be on a high and mighty tip just because we've been walking this walk for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. What about those 15, 20 years prior to that? Y'all understand that concept? That's why we have winters. We're old winters by God. Now let's go to 1 Peter 4. That's a cold pill to swallow. But fun, I've been doing this for 15 years. Great. What about the 20 years before you did it for the 15 years? I know the book says Job was a perfect and upright man that feared God and eschewed evil, but how long did it take him to get to that point? 1 Peter 4. And again, this is not to berate you. This is just to understand why we have winters in our lives. Go ahead, sir. 1 Peter 4, we're going 12 to 14, and we're going to dance. 1 Peter 4, 12 to 14, and we're going to dance. Go ahead, my brother.
Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you.
Stop. Let that soak in for a second. Let that soak. You going through something? So does everyone. Go ahead, sir.
13.
Come on.
But rejoice, inasmuch as ye are partakers of Christ's suffering.
Whose suffering?
Christ's suffering.
Come on.
That when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy.
So this is the big scope view. We're suffering so Christ can do something in our lives right now and in the future. There is a duality to this, okay? Right now and in the future. Go ahead, sir.
14.
Come on.
If ye be reproached for the name of Christ, happy are ye, for the Spirit of glory and of God resteth upon you.
Stop. Start again, please. I think they got to hear that again. Go ahead, brother.
If ye be reproached for the name of Christ,
Wait, because you just tripped.
if you be reproached for the name of Christ,
Come on.
happy are ye, for the Spirit of glory and of God resteth upon you.
The Spirit of glory and God. We have access to the same spirits that Christ used, by the way. The same ones he used. When he said, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, we have access to. Go ahead, sir.
On their part, he is evil spoken of, but on your part, he is glorified.
Skip to verse 19, brother. Come on.
Wherefore, let them that suffer according to the will of
They
God.
suffer just because they want to do something crazy.
Wherefore, let them that suffer according to the will of
They
God.
suffer because they're alcoholic.
Of the will of God.
Suffer because they're an adulterer.
The will of God.
Come on.
Commit the keeping of their souls to him in well-doing, as unto a faithful creator.
We're supposed to suffer for the will of God, not for our hang-ups or our foibles. We suffer for the will of God. Now, let me show you the winter emotions that we feel when we're in the middle of the winter season. So far, you guys understand the concept. A couple of you guys are. Let's go to Lamentations. What better to frame the winter emotions but with Lamentations? As Jeremiah was dealing with loss and disappointment and fear, he was dealing with all three of those things. These are the winter emotions that we suffer. But remember, winter does not last. It does not going to go on in perpetuity, is what I'm saying. It's going to end. In the winter, you just have to make it. You have to just bear it. And rejoice when you make it out of it. Lamentations 3, we're going 1 through 8, and we're going to dance. Lamentations 3, 1 through 8, and we're going to dance. Go ahead, my brother.
I am the man that hath seen affliction by the rod of his wrath. He hath led me and brought me into darkness, but not into light.
Stop. Brought me into darkness. Remember, the winter is dark. It's cold. It's lonely. This is what we're dealing with, the emotions of winter. He has brought me into darkness, not into light. Go ahead, sir.
3. Surely against me he is turned. He turneth his hand against me all the day.
Come on.
My flesh and my skin hath he made old. He hath broken my bones.
I think all of us at certain points in our lives feel like God is just bashing us in the face. This is what is going on in his mind. These are the emotions. Go ahead, sir.
5.
Come on.
He hath builded against me, and compassed me with gall and travail.
Travail is struggle. In other words, he says, I am compassed or surrounded with struggle. I think we all feel that way. Go ahead, sir.
6.
Come on.
He hath sent me in dark places.
What kind of places?
Dark places.
Come on.
As they that be of dead of old.
Come on.
He hath hedged me about, that I cannot get out.
Stop. Anybody ever felt like that? Anybody ever felt like you were literally surrounded and could not make a move out? This is when you're in the winter. This is when you're dealing with the winter season in your life. When you feel like you boxed in, can't move, your bones are broken, and it's dark. This is the winter. Remember, the winter doesn't last all the time. And remember, the previous harvest of faith is how you make it through. Go ahead, sir.
7.
Come on.
He hath hedged me about, that I cannot get out. He hath made me chain heavy. He hath made my chain heavy.
Come on.
Also, when I cry and shout, he shutteth out my prayer.
I don't think y'all heard that. Read 8 again, bro. They ain't hearing it. Go ahead.
Also, when I cry out and shout, he shutteth out my prayer.
Have you ever felt like we prayed to me? What Andre 3000 say? I pray so much about it, I need some knee pads. Everybody ever felt like that? Yeah, that's the winter. Go ahead, my brother. Skip down to verse 15. They ain't hearing me. Go ahead, brother.
He hath filled me with bitterness.
With what?
Bitterness.
Happiness.
Bitterness.
Go ahead, brother.
He hath made me drunken with wormwood.
Wormwood is poison, just in case y'all don't know. Go ahead, brother.
He hath also broken my teeth with gravel stones. He hath covered me with ashes.
He said, God two-pieced me and knocked my teeth out. Go ahead, bro.
17.
Come on.
And thou hast removed my soul far off from peace. I forgot prosperity.
Stop. Let that one soak in. He's removed me, my soul, my body, far off from peace, and I forgot, with the A, by the way. You know black people wrote this, forget. Prosperity. It's been so bad, I forgot when the last time I could pay my bills on time. That's how bad it was. I forgot prosperity. Y'all understand? Reading me on that one? They ain't hearing me out there. Go ahead, brother. Verse 18. Come on.
And I said, my strength and my hope is perished from the Lord.
Now, everyone on the earth has felt like this before. So don't feel bad that you felt like this. Did Job feel like this when he was going through his winter?
Yes.
How about John the Baptist when he was locked up when he had his head cut off?
Yeah.
What about Jesus on the cross? Wow, right? God on the cross is tripping because of his flesh. So understand, winners, they have to
everyone that's a human being. You and I are not special. We just have to make it through, all right? But just because you feel that way doesn't mean it's real. Just because you feel like God is beating you up doesn't mean it's real. Let's go to 1 Kings. Let me show you what I'm talking about. 1 Kings 19. We're going to be going back and forth between Lamentations. 1 Kings 19. Y'all understand the emotions of the winner? 1 Kings 19. 1 Kings 19. Just because we feel these emotions, that does not mean that it's real. I want y'all to understand that. I'm going to show you through the prophet, Elijah, what I'm talking about. 1 Kings 19, 1 through 4. Go ahead, bro.
And Ahab told Jezebel all that Elijah had done, and withal how he had slain all the prophets with the sword.
Ahab was a mark. I'm just going to say that straight up. Go ahead, bro.
Then Jezebel sent a messenger unto Elijah, saying, So let the gods do to me, and more also, if I make not thy life as the life of one of them by tomorrow about this time.
Now let me break this down why this is such a tricked out thing. I don't know if y'all know, but Elijah just killed 450 prophets before this. He murked 450 of Jezebel's prophets, okay? So any dude that just killed 450 people, I would fall back off that dude, okay? Or at least look at AR-15. But here's my point. My point is, he was tired. He was tired and he felt weak. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Verse 3, brother, go ahead.
And when he saw that, he arose and went for his life.
He stood strong and said, I'm ready for you.
He arose and went for his life, and came to Beersheba, which belonged to Judah, and left his servant there.
Come on.
But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness.
Into what?
Into the wilderness.
That's what it feels like when we're in the winter. Go ahead, bro.
And came and sat down under a juniper tree, and he requested for himself that he might die.
Stop. Wait, hold up. We got a dude that just marked 450 people praying to God to kill him. We've been in the winters before. I ain't saying we all felt that bad, but I'm saying we've been in a place where it's been dark and we felt like there was no hope. But just because we feel that way, is it really that way? Go ahead, my brother, please.
And said, It is enough. Now, O Lord, take away my life, for I am not better than my fathers.
You have to use the substance of hope from the previous harvest to make it through the winters. Let's go back to Lamentations. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. The answered prayers that the Lord has answered for you, you have to hold on to that, and that will keep you, that will hold you. It will stop you from tripping. Back to Lamentations. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. I ain't blowing smoke. This is real. The Bible is real. If the Bible wasn't real and I didn't believe it, I would not be here right now. Lamentations 3. We're going 19 through 26. Lamentations 3. We're going 19 through 26. Hold your mark in 1 Kings. We're going to go back. We ain't left off with Elijah yet. We're still dealing with it. But I'm showing you how you have to make it through the winters. Lamentations 3. We're going 19 through 26. Go ahead, my brother.
Remembering mine affliction and my misery, the wormwood and the gall, my soul hath them still in remembrance, and is humbled in me.
Come on.
This I recall to my mind, therefore have I hope.
Stop. Therefore, in my misery, in my affliction, in my sadness, I still have hope. That is what we have to remember. Even though we feel like all is lost and it's all going to end, it's not necessarily true. It's just how we perceive things based on our cognitive distortions. I'm not going to get into the cognitive distortions. That's another lesson. All right? But go ahead, sir.
22.
Come on.
It is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not.
Come on.
They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness.
Please read 23 again, brother.
They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness.
Stop. The Lord's compassions are new every morning. Every morning that you got your eyes open, the Lord's got something for you. All right? Y'all understanding that concept? Are we understanding what we're reading? Y'all may not believe me, but trust me. Believe what we read. Don't believe me. Believe what we read. It says the Lord's mercies. It's because of the Lord's mercies we are not consumed. And it says they are new every morning. Great is his faithfulness. They ain't hearing me, bro. Verse 24, man.
The Lord is my portion, saith my soul. Therefore will I hope in him.
I'm hoping my bank account.
I will hope in him.
I'm hoping my wife.
I will hope in
I
him.
will hope in my job.
I will hope in him.
I will hope in my fighting skills.
I will hope in him.
Come on.
The Lord is good unto them that wait for him, to the soul that seeketh him.
Come on.
It is good that a man should be hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord.
Please read 26 again. Ain't here.
It is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord.
So before you fly off the handle, before you get to one to trip on somebody, shut up and wait. That's what the book just said. It is good that a man should both hope. Remember, faith, the substance, right? The hope, right? And quietly wait on the Lord. Y'all hear me? Let's prove it. Back to 1 Kings. Back to 1 Kings. All right? Elijah, okay, he said his piece. All right. Then he had to post up and just, wait on the Lord. Let's see what the Lord does. 1 Kings 19. This is going to get y'all through the seasons, man. I'm going through the coldest winter ever. And I ain't talking about Sister Soldier either. 1 Kings 19. We're going 5 through 8. Let's see if it was good for Elijah to hope and quietly wait on the Lord. 1 Kings 19, we're going 5 through 8. Go ahead, my brother.
And as he lay and slept under a juniper tree, behold, then an angel touched him and said unto him, Arise and eat.
Come on.
And he looked, and behold, there was a cake baking on the coals, and a cruse of water at his head. And he did eat and drink, and laid him down again.
Stop. The Lord's compassions are new every morning. The Lord knew what Elijah needed. He needed to be refreshed. He was tired. He was mentally drained. He needed to take a rest, and he needed to get something to eat. Okay? Very simple. Go ahead, sir.
7.
Come on.
And the angel of the Lord came again the second time, and touched him, and said, Arise and eat, because the journey is too great for thee.
So the angel came back the next day. The Lord let him recharge his battery. He came back the next day, gave him some more food. And then he told him, get back on the journey, homie. Pick yourself up and get back at it. Y'all understanding that concept? Yeah, y'all hearing me, but y'all ain't feeling me right now. Go ahead, my brother.
8.
Come on.
And he arose, and did eat and drink, and went in the strength of that meat 40 days and 40 nights unto Horeb, the mount of God.
Come on.
And he came thither unto a cave, and lodged there. And behold, the word of the Lord came to him, and he said unto him, What doest thou here, Elijah?
Come on.
And he said, I have been very jealous for the Lord God of hosts, for the children of Israel have forsaken thy covenant, thrown down thine altars, and slain thy prophets with the sword. And I, even I only, am left, and they seek my life to take it away.
Stop. The emotions of the winter. He said, I'm the only one left that wants to do good, God. But just because he feels that way, it don't mean it's true. Go ahead, my brother.
11.
Come on.
And he said, Go forth and stand upon the mount before the Lord.
Stop. He just told him going back home and crying. What did he tell him to do, man?
He said, Go forth and stand upon the mount before the Lord. And behold, the Lord passed by, and a great and strong wind rent the mountains, and brake in pieces the rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind, an earthquake. But the Lord was not in the earthquake.
Stop. Does it sound like it's getting better for him? Or a little bit rougher? It gets rougher. Sometimes you won't get the answers you're looking for from God at that exact moment. But you just got to endure. You just got to hold on to those previous harvests, and you just got to endure, man. Point period. God is not going to pick you up and pat you on your back all the time. It's cold out here in this world.
Yes.
Y'all hear me?
Yes.
Y'all think it's not cold out here? No. Y'all think Israel gets a fair shake out here? Okay. Go ahead, brother.
12.
Come on.
And after the earthquake, a fire. But the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, a still small voice.
Still no answers. Still no solutions. And it's still getting rough. Go ahead, brother.
13.
Come on.
And it was so, when Elijah heard it, that he wrapped his face in his mantle and went out and stood in the entering of the cave. And behold, there came a voice unto him and said, What doest thou here, Elijah?
Come on.
And he said, I have been very jealous for the Lord God of hosts, because the children of Israel have forsaken thy covenant, thrown down thine altars, and slain thy prophets with the sword. And I, even I only, am left, and they seek my life to take it away.
Stop. He's pleading the same cause with God. The same cause. He didn't switch up nothing. He said the same thing. And he feels that this is truth. But let me show you how the Lord helped him out. The Lord gave him help. Skip down to verse 16, brother. We need help to endure the winters. Skip down to 16. Go ahead, my brother.
And Jehu the son of Nimshi shalt thou anoint to be king over Israel. And Elisha the son of Shaphat of Abel-Meholah shalt thou anoint to be prophet in thy room.
Skip down to verse 18. The Lord is sending him some help. To endure the winters, we need help. Help from not only the Lord, but we need help from each other, is what I'm getting at. Y'all ain't hearing me. Skip down to verse 18, brother. Go ahead, brother.
Yet I have left me 7,000 in Israel, all the knees which have not bowed unto Baal, and every mouth which hath not kissed him.
The Lord told him, you're not the only one left. I got 7,000 dudes, man. Don't you, just because you feel this way, it's not real is my point. And we need help to make it through the winters. Go ahead, sir.
19.
Come on.
So he departed thence, and found Elisha, the son of Shaphat, who was plowing with 12 yoke of oxen before him. And he with the 12, and Elijah passed by him and cast his mantle upon him.
Now you notice he didn't tell Elijah nothing. He just threw his cape on him. He just did the James Brown get led off the stage thing. He didn't explain anything to him. He just said, whoop, and kept it moving. Go ahead, my brother.
20.
Come on.
And he left the oxen and ran after Elijah and said,
Stop. He didn't make an excuse for it. He didn't try to figure out what it was. He knew what it was. It was time to go serve the Lord. Point blank period. And left them ox and went after Elijah. We need help is my point. There are people that's willing to help us make it through these winters. With prayers, with a word, with some comfort, with a lunch, with an ear, with some bread.
Right.
Y'all hearing me? Y'all ain't hearing me, man. What's wrong, man? Y'all ain't hearing me? Y'all ain't hearing me, huh? Okay. Go ahead, my brother.
and he left the oxen and ran after Elijah and said, Let me, I pray thee, kiss my father and my mother, and then I will follow thee. And he said unto him, Go back again, for what have I done to thee?
That's a trick question. Go ahead.
And he returned back from him, and took a yoke of oxen, and slew him, and boiled their flesh with the instruments of the oxen, and gave unto the people. And they did eat.
Stop. That's why he gave him Elijah. You see Elisha's heart? Do you see his heart? He killed those oxen that he was in charge of, and he fed the people with that. That is what he needed. Elijah needed someone to help him make it through. Y'all understand it? Go ahead, my brother.
Then he arose and went after Elijah and ministered unto him.
I'll start tripping with him.
And ministered unto him.
Start slapboxing with him.
And ministered unto him.
Look, winters are harsh. We need help to pull through, point blank. And we survive the winters by having gratitude and remembering the answered prayers, our previous harvest of faith. That is how we make it through. Let's go to Lamentations. Back to Lamentations. That's how we make it through the winters, the seasons in our lives, man. Winter ain't gonna last all the time. Trust me when I tell you. It may be rough now. Your husband may be tripping, your wife may be tripping, your kids may be tripping, your boss may be tripping, your mama might be tripping, your daddy might be tripping. So your next door neighbors that be playing the music all night might be tripping. But the point is, they ain't gonna always be like that. Lamentations 3. Somebody hear me. Lamentations 3. I'm trying to offer words of encouragement. If y'all want to hear that it's all bad for Israel and you ain't going to have no future and your life's going to suck, I'm the wrong guy. I'm going to give you all of the Bible, not just the negative parts, all of it. Lamentations 3. We're going 31 through 32 and we're going to dance. Lamentations 3, we're going 31 through 32. I'm trying to encourage y'all in my misery that I'm dealing with. I'm trying to encourage you guys. Lamentations 3, we're going 31 through 32. Go ahead, my brother.
For the Lord will not cast off forever. But though he cause grief, yet will he have compassion according to the multitude of his mercy.
Stop. Who is the he that is causing grief in verse 32? The Lord causes all of our grief. I know we don't want to hear that. The Lord causes all of our grief. And he also rectifies our grief. Go ahead, sir. Skip down to verse 37. Verse 37. Go ahead, my brother.
Who is he that saith, and it cometh to pass, when the Lord commandeth it not?
Come on.
Out of the mouth of the Most High proceedeth not evil and good.
Stop. Read that again. They ain't hearing me. Go ahead, bro.
Out of the mouth of the Most High proceedeth not evil and good.
Both. Evil and good comes out of God's mouth. Evil and good happens to us in our lives. That's why we have seasons. We got to make it through those seasons. Don't give up. This is what this lesson is for. To show you how to use your faith as a weapon. Skip down to verse 48, my brother. Go ahead.
Mine eye runneth down with rivers of water for the destruction of the daughter of my people.
Come on.
Mine eye trickleth down and ceaseth not, without any intermission, till the Lord look down and behold from heaven.
Read verse 50 again. You're going to cry. You're going to feel sad. You're going to be mad. You're going to be depressed. You're going to be angry. You might drink. You might break a lamp or something. That's going to happen in the winter until verse 50, sir.
Till the Lord look down and behold from heaven.
Now, when he looks down and he beholds from heaven, he says, okay, I think they had enough. They learned their lesson. Ecclesiastes 11. Category 5 in here. Y'all ain't hearing me. Y'all ain't hearing me. Category 5, flaming with the barbed wire around it. Y'all ain't hearing me. This is to encourage and weaponize you. So you're not out here among these wolves. Because I'm here to tell you, it's easy to get knocked off your square. You could think you're straight. You could think you got it under control. And next thing you know, you handcuffed. Or something equally as weird. Ecclesiastes 11. Or you get thrown in the lake of fire. Ecclesiastes 11. This is to help us, me included. When the Lord looks down in our winter, this is what happens. Ecclesiastes 11. Give me 7 through 8. Go ahead, my brother.
Truly the light is sweet, and a pleasant thing it is for the eyes to behold the sun.
We're coming out of darkness now. We are coming out of the winter now. Go ahead, sir.
But if a man live many years and rejoice in them all, yet let him remember the days of darkness, for they shall be many.
There should be few.
They shall be many.
You barely gonna have any.
For they shall be
The
many.
Lord loves you so much that he's not gonna let nothing bad ever happen to you because of grace and grace and grace.
They shall be many. All that cometh is vanity.
All that cometh is vanity. Everything that cometh your way, my way, our way is vanity. The winter time only lasts for a little bit. Endure it. Make it through it. And now, once the winter is over, now we in the springtime. Now let me read this spring intro for you, okay? Spring, right? Who likes the spring up in here? I like it. That's when the feast days get to cracking. Notice the feast days are in spring. Think that's a coincidence? Y'all ain't hearing me, man. Tough crowd. Is this thing on? Spring. This is when your life begins to move forward and you pick up momentum and things pick up. You done made it through the dark, and the warmth and life replace the cold and the darkness. I'm going to say it again. Warmth and light replace the darkness that we felt. All right? The hope of new opportunities appear. The days or the day springs are longer, and you must take full advantage of the opportunity when it appears. It is time to plant. It is time to plant and prepare for the harvest. Let's go to Hebrews. Let's go to Hebrews. Remember, spring always follows after the winter. That's how it happens in life. It always happens. You can't choose what season you can't choose the season that you're in. You just have to choose your response to it. Let's go to Hebrews 12. Hebrews 12. Hebrews 12. I'm not going too fast, am I?
No.
All right. Hebrews 12. One verse. Verse 11. Fly that 35 on.
Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, after it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby.
Notice it says after you're chastened, you yield the peaceable fruit. This is a harvest reference. It yields peaceable fruit of righteousness. Let's go to Matthew 17. And all of us have different levels. The level of your faith is where you begin to sow. Somebody's faith may be stronger, someone's faith is weaker, someone doesn't even have any faith at all. You start where you are. Matthew 17. One verse. Verse 20. 17, one verse. Verse 20. You start where your faith is. Go ahead, my brother.
And Jesus said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you.
Now, when he says nothing shall be impossible to you, this would be where a sun worshiper would actually start playing the music and passing the plate and filling you with some garbage. No, what he's talking about is in the resurrection, nothing will be impossible. That is what he's talking about. Point blank, period. You can move mountains. You can do anything in the resurrection because you'll have all power and authority. Y'all understanding that concept? Let's go to Romans 10. I'm not going to sell y'all a unicorn with a cotton candy saddle, man. This walk is rough. Y'all want that? I am the wrong guy. Romans 10. That's what everybody's looking for. They're looking for a nice soft song, Jack. They're looking for a Lauryn Hill song. I'm not Lauryn Hill. I'm Lauryn Real. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Romans 10. Right. Romans 10. Where does faith come from in the first place? So remember, you sow where your faith is, your level of faith, but where does faith even come from in the first place? I'm going to let the Bible tell you. Romans 10, one verse, very tactical. Verse 17. Romans 10, one verse. Verse 17. We're in the spring now, y'all. We're in the spring, and you sow according to your level of faith, but where does faith come from? Go ahead, bro.
So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God.
Point blank. Faith comes from hearing the word of God. Over and over and over again. Reading it, hearing it, and living it. That's where faith comes from. And then things in your life manifest as it relates to this. That's called the key of David. I'm not going to get into that. That's a whole other lesson that I did. But here's the point. Faith comes by hearing the word of God. That's it. Not what your mama told you about God, your daddy told you about God. It comes from you hearing these words being read to you. Right. That's where it comes from. Y'all understand that concept? Right. Good. Now, your faith also is tied to an enlarged understanding of the precepts of God. Let's go to Psalms 119. So not only do you have to hear it, but you have to understand this thou wilt I read. How could I, except some man should guide me? Your faith is tied to an enlarged understanding of the precepts of Jesus Christ and Jesus the Father. Y'all ain't hearing me. If your understanding stagnates, your faith will stagnate. It will die. Psalm 119. This is an instruction for you to enhance your faith. Pay attention. Psalm 119, 15 to 18. Go ahead, bro.
I will meditate in thy precepts and have respect unto thy ways.
It's cause and effect. You see what he said? He's going to meditate and have respect unto the ways. It's cause and effect. Go ahead, sir.
16. I will delight myself in thy statutes. I will not forget thy word.
Come on.
Deal bountifully with thy servant, that I may live and keep thy word.
Stop. The Lord deals bountifully with you, so you will live by his word. This is what we all have to ask the Lord for. Verse 18 is the crux. Go ahead, sir.
Open thou mine eyes, that I may behold wondrous things out of thy law.
Please read that again, brother.
Open thou mine eyes, that I may behold wondrous things out of thy law.
Have you guys ever read something in the book, and you didn't understand it, and it hit you, and it's like, whoa! That's what we're talking about here. And that is how your faith grows. When the Lord, because you got to understand, this word is true and living. You can read this a million times, and there's always going to be something new that the Lord is going to be like, and you're going to be like, wow. That is how your faith enhances. Y'all understanding that concept? Is that an erroneous, weird concept that we're reading about right here? As you read for yourself, and you're taught by a real teacher sent from God, your belief is sown and begins to grow. Let's go to Romans 10. But you must ask the Lord for understanding of his word. Romans 10. This is to encourage you and so you can weaponize your walk. I can teach you about the 70 weeks of Daniel. I can teach you about the covenants of God. I can teach you about circumcision. But you need to weaponize your walk. Because the great falling away is coming and it is happening. And y'all can think I'm crazy, but the great falling away is in the process right now. Romans 10, we're going 8, we're going to dance. Romans 10, verse 8, and we're going to dance. Go ahead, my brother.
But what saith it? The word is nigh thee, even in thy mouth and in thy heart. That is the word of faith.
The word of what?
The word of faith which we preach.
Skip down to verse 14. The word of faith is what is preached to you. But you have to read it and understand it. Skip down to verse 14. Go ahead, bro.
How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed?
Stop. If don't nobody tell you about Jesus Christ, you're not going to believe in Jesus Christ. If they tell you the wrong things about Jesus Christ, you can insert whatever Hebrew name you want, insert whatever Hebrew name you want. I don't care. How will you understand who you are dealing with if no one tells you about him or reads to you about him out of the book? Go ahead, sir.
And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard?
Faith comes from hearing the word of God. Go ahead, sir.
And how shall they hear without a preacher?
That's the crux. How you going to hear without a preacher? Go ahead, sir.
15. And how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things.
If the word of God is not preached to you, Jesus is not preached to you, if Israel is not preached to you, if New Jerusalem is not preached to you, if the covenants are not preached to you, if circumcision is not preached to you, the Passover, the importance of the 8th day, the Sabbath day, what it means in the future, you're not going to understand, you're not going to abide, you're going to go eat some shrimp and some lobster, you're going to go turn up. That's what you're going to do. That's what I'm going to do if I don't keep enhancing my faith. Y'all understanding me out there? More understanding me out there. Let me show you what happens when you just have a little bit of faith. Let's go to Mark 9. This takes a little bit. And I ain't no 50 cents song either. Y'all understand I'm very unorthodox. I might drop a movie line on you. I might drop a lyric on you. It is all to have y'all understand, man. I'm unorthodox. I fight unorthodox. Mark 9. Let me show you what a little bit of faith can do. Now we got that one. Mark 9. We're going 14 through 29. Go ahead, my brother.
And when he came to his disciples,
This is Jesus, the one we're preaching about, so your faith can be increased. Go ahead.
he saw a great multitude about them, and the scribes questioning with them. And straightway all the people, when they beheld him, were greatly amazed, and running to him saluted him.
So he's like J. Cole, right? Like Jesus is like J. Cole, and he's like Nas, or he's like Beyonce. Like everybody's on him pressing. They want to be in his presence because he has the qualities. The quality that he has is he's the Son of God. He's the Word of God. But not everybody knows that. We know that because we have the story. Go ahead, sir.
16.
Come on.
And he asked the scribes, what questioned ye with them? And one of the multitude answered and said, Master, I have brought unto thee my son, which hath a dumb spirit.
And that's not a dumb spirit as he don't know what's going on. That means he cannot speak. Go ahead, sir.
18.
Come on.
And wheresoever he taketh him, he teareth him, and he foameth and gnasheth with his teeth, and pineth away. And I spake to thy disciples that they should cast him out, and they could not.
His disciples couldn't do nothing with this one. This was above their pay grade. Remember, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but we wrestle against different strengths of demons, principalities, rulers in high places, dark rulers in high places. My point, different strength levels of demons. The same demon that's like a petty thief is not the same demon for homosexuality or murder, different levels. This is above their pay grade because of their faith. Go ahead, sir.
19.
Come on.
He answers him and said, O faithless generation.
Stop. He checked them. Their problem was their faith. Go ahead, sir.
O faithless generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him unto me.
Does it sound like Jesus is like, they're doing a good job, or is he railing on them? Right. He's like, y'all with me. Y'all understand what's going on. Y'all see me walk on water. Why are y'all stupid still? Y'all got that concept. Go ahead, bro.
20.
Come on.
And they brought him unto him, and when he saw him, straightway the spirit teared him, and he fell on the ground and wallowed foaming.
So as soon as the dude came up and saw Jesus Christ, right? Go ahead, bro.
21.
Come on.
And he asked his father, how long is it ago since this came unto him? And he said, of a child.
Stop. Did Jesus flip out? Did he trip like, oh man, like, hey man, so how long is the prayer? Remember, in those situations, remember, quietly wait on the Lord. Remain calm. Don't get your emotions all mixed up in it, man. Y'all understand what's going on when we reading right here? Go ahead, bro.
22.
Come on.
And oft times it hath cast him into the fire and into the waters to destroy him.
To help him.
To destroy him.
Demons aren't our friends, y'all. Demons are not our friends. Go ahead, sir.
But if thou canst do anything, have compassion on us and help us. Jesus said unto him, if thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believes.
Stop. Let that one soak in. I'm going to back away from the podium. Please read that again so they can understand what we're talking about. Go ahead, bro.
Jesus said unto him, if thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believes.
Come on.
And straightway the father of the child cried out and said with tears, Lord, I believe. Help thou mine unbelief.
Read 24 again. Read it again, brother.
And straightway the father of the child cried out and said with tears.
With tears.
With tears.
Sincerity. He sincerely wanted his faith to be increased. This wasn't going through the motions. This was crying out to God. This is how you get God to notice you and help you when we cry out to God. Y'all understand? Yeah. What did God say, bro? I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish reading that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He said, I believe. Help thou mine unbelief.
Come on.
When Jesus saw that the people came running together, he rebuked the foul spirit, saying unto them, Thou dumb and deaf spirit, I charge thee, come out of him, and enter no more into him.
Come on.
And the spirit cried, and rent him sore, and came out of him, and he was as one dead, insomuch that many said, He is dead.
Theatrics. This is getting people's attention, but this is a real situation. Here's the point. This man's son is laying there for the first time in his life since a child. He now has peace. That faith has rendered, or should I say, produced the peaceable fruit of righteousness. Go ahead, sir.
27.
Come on.
But Jesus took him by the hand and lifted him up, and he arose. And when he was come into the house, his disciples asked him privately, Why could not we cast him out?
So they slid up on Christ like, hey man, what was we doing wrong? Why couldn't we do this? Right. We see you, we with you. What was our problem? What did he tell them?
29.
Come on.
And he said unto them, This kind can come forth by nothing but by prayer and fasting.
This is a weapon for you, for your faith. Prayer and fasting. Why is the Day of Atonement a day where we afflict our souls? That's because we get God's attention when we ignore our basic survival needs. Sometimes your situation is so difficult that you're going to have prayer and fasting repeatedly. And this is how you sow your faith, by deeds and actions. Okay? Let's go to Proverbs 22. You sow your faith with prayers and deeds. Proverbs 22. There's only so many tools we have in our toolkit. Prayer, seeking the Lord, fasting, and obedience. Those are the tools that we have. I'm sorry, I can't tell you that this is magic. This is not magic. This is real life. We have certain tools. Proverbs 22, we're going 8 through 9. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the Bible is not magic. It's reality. Proverbs 22, 8 through 9. Go ahead, my brother.
He that soweth iniquity shall reap vanity, and the rod of his anger shall fail.
Come on.
He that hath a bountiful eye shall be blessed, for he giveth of his bread to the poor.
Stop. If you give your bread to the poor, you provide for the poor. That sows your faith also. Those are deeds. That's in the law also. Helping the poor. That is how you sow your faith. So sometimes we need to not be so concerned with what we have going on and help someone else. Y'all understanding that concept? Okay, that's good. At least I got some people out here that want to help the poor. Some Israelites be like, I don't care about the poor. I'm poor. Yeah, me too. Let's go to Acts 10. We help the poor and we also help. There's been times where I've helped brothers and brothers have helped me and sisters have helped me, etc. It is a circle, man. Acts 10, let me show you. When you sow your faith through prayer and deeds properly, this is what happens. Acts 10, we're going 1 through 4. There's a reciprocity with God. His word will not His word will not come back what? I'm trying to tell y'all. Acts 10, we're going 1 through 4. We're in the spring. This is how you sow your faith in the spring with all of these actions. Acts 10, we're going 1 through 4. This is what happens when you sow your faith through prayer and deeds properly. Go ahead, sir.
There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of a band called the Italian
Now,
band.
this guy right here is a Gentile, meaning a white person. Not no banging on wax, weirdo parallel dimension stuff with north and south kingdoms. No. This right here is an Israelite. And it was so strange it's so strange that this person was dealing with God, but I'm not going to get into all that. But here's my point. This person who did not have the law, statutes, and judgments given to his heritage got God's attention by doing these things. Go ahead, sir.
A devout man, and one that feared God with all his house, which gave much alms to the people, and prayed to God always.
Sometimes.
Always.
Once a week.
Always.
Go ahead.
He saw in a vision evidently about the 9th hour of the day, an angel of God coming into him and saying unto him, Cornelius.
Stop. He sold his faith through alms to the people and praying to God and fear of God. And as a result, an angel came to him and gave him the answers, which was, go to an Israelite, because we have the answers. But my point is, he sold his faith properly, and God answered him in a miraculous way. Go ahead, sir.
4.
Come on.
And when he looked on him, he was afraid and said, What is it, Lord? And he said unto him, Thy prayers and thine alms are come up for a memorial before God.
If y'all thought I was playing with you, the angel just told you what happened. His prayers and his alms came up as a memorial, like incense to God. We'll get to that later on in the lesson. And an angel was dispatched to deal with him. Let's prove that again. Acts 9. If you want to weaponize your faith, this is what you got to do. If you don't want to weaponize your faith, and you don't want to grow, and you don't want to make the first resurrection, you might as well get up and go leave right now. And do what you really want to do. Trust me, in some lessons, I'm going to hold your hand and I'm going to burp you like a baby. In some lessons, it's tough love. Smoke up, Johnny. That's a Breakfast Club reference, by the way. Acts 9. Let me prove what we just saw with Cornelius again about how to sow your faith properly through deeds and prayer and actions. Acts 9. We're going 36 through 41. Acts 9, 36 through 41. Go ahead, bro.
Now there was at Joppa a certain disciple named Tabitha, which by interpretation is called Dorcas.
Wait, I thought you could only say one person's name a certain way in Hebrew. Why is it Tabitha and Dorcas? Food for thought. Why are we banging on names? Why are we complaining about Hebrew and Paleo Hebrew and everything else? Tabitha and Dorcas, pick one. Go ahead, brothers.
This woman was full of good works.
She was full of ratchet behavior.
Full of good works.
She was full of tripping on her baby daddy.
Full of good works.
Come on.
And alms deeds which she did.
Come on.
And it came to pass in those days that she was sick and died, whom when they had washed, they laid her in the upper chamber.
So this is a righteous woman. This is a good woman right here. I would dare say maybe she got a little Proverbs 31 up in it, right? Go ahead, bro.
38.
Come on.
And for as much as Lydda was nigh to Joppa, and the disciples had heard that Peter was there, they sent unto him 2 men, desiring him that he would not delay to come to them.
Now notice, she had so much pull and love that they sought after Peter to help with the situation. And she's dead. Y'all understand what we're talking about right now. This woman is dead. Like, in reality, they had faith and belief that Peter could actually do something despite the fact she was dead. Go ahead, sir.
39.
Come on.
Then Peter arose and went with them. When he was come, they brought him into the upper chamber, and all the widows stood by him weeping, and showing the coats and garments which Dorcas made while she was with them.
They showed the works that she did. Her thing was alms deeds, making the coats. That's her works. Go ahead, sir.
40.
Come on.
But Peter put them all forth and kneeled down and prayed, and turning him to the body said, Tabitha, arise. And she opened her eyes, and when she saw Peter, she sat up.
Come on.
And he gave her his hand and lifted her up. And when he called the saints and widows, presented her alive.
Now, why is this so important? Not only did she get raised from the dead, but what does this mean for us? This means for us, if our faith is sown properly and we endure all the seasons, that we will be raised from the dead in the first resurrection. This is why this is so important. It's an abject lesson. This is something we can use as an example of what's to come. You guys understanding that concept? Or do you not believe being raised from the dead is important? Right. I think we all believe that. That's why we're here, right? Psalm 141. Now, he said to Cornelius, your prayers and your alms have come up as a memorial before God. Let me show you what our prayers are likened to. I don't think you understand, or should I say, we understand how important, how God views our prayers. Psalm 141. Weaponize your prayers, your deeds. This will strengthen your faith. You'll be able to survive the winter, and you'll be able to plant in the spring. Psalm 141. Psalm 141. What are our prayers likened to? Now, maybe you guys know this. I didn't know this. What are our prayers likened to? Psalm 141, 1 through 2. Go ahead, bro.
Lord, I cry unto thee. Make haste unto me. Give ear unto my voice when I cry unto thee.
Come on.
Let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense.
Stop. Remember all those incense that the Levitical priests would walk in the temple, and they would walk in the tabernacle with the congregation, and it said a thick smoke filled the room? That is what our prayers are like to God. That is an offering to God. Y'all ain't hearing me. That's fine on your head. Son. Go ahead, brother.
Let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense, and the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice.
Let me prove what I'm trying to show you. Let me show you the behind the scenes of the same thing. Let's go to Revelation 5. Our prayers can literally be weaponized. Our prayers go up in front of God like sweet incense. They're like a sweet savor to God. That's why it says the effect of the prayers of the righteous man availeth much. I'm paraphrasing. That is why. That is our offering to God. Revelation 5, we're going 6 through 8. Revelation 5, we're going 6 through 8. This is the behind the scenes. Go ahead, brother.
And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne, and of the four beasts, and in the midst of the elders stood a lamb, as it had been slain.
Stop. Who is that lamb? Jesus who?
Christ.
Thank you. Jesus is the Father's name. When I say, who is that? Be specific. Jesus Christ, the Son, the Word of God. Go ahead, sir.
Having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God sent forth into all the earth.
Those are the dudes that snitching on you. Go ahead.
And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne.
Come on.
And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of the
Do you
saints.
understand what the offering in heaven is like with our prayers? It's like literally, that's what the Levitical priest incense is patterned off of. Again, let me show it to you. Don't believe me. I'm going to show you examples. It's up to you to disprove it. Revelation 8. Again, our prayers are likened to incense or vials full of sweet odors. Or should I say vials of odors. Revelation 8, we're going 3 through 4. Again, this is what our prayers are like. This is how we weaponize our prayers. This is how our faith is sown through our prayers that are like incense to God. Revelation 8, 3 through 4. Go ahead, brother.
And another angel came and stood at the altar, having a golden censer, and there was given unto him much incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of all saints upon the golden altar which was before the throne.
Stop. He offered the prayers with the incense on a golden altar before God. Do y'all understand what we are reading right now? Our prayers are literally brought before God on an altar. Y'all ain't hearing me. I'm getting chills. I don't understand. Go ahead, my brother. 4. Come on.
And the smoke of the incense, which came with the prayers of the saints, ascended up before God out of the angel's hand.
Hand-delivered offering of our prayers to God from angels. Look, when faith is sown properly through prayers, deeds, words, and actions, this happens. Mark 4. And again, we're in the screen still. I'm showing you how to sow properly, how to weaponize your prayers and your deeds and your actions. Let's go to Mark 4. Y'all with me out there? A couple of y'all's with me out there. I'll take that. Sometimes I know it's like a tornado. This is how it comes to me. I can't give it to you any other way except how it comes to me.
Teach.
Mark 4, we're going 30 through 32. When your faith is sown properly, no matter how small or how large your faith is, when it's sown properly, this is what cranks. Mark 4, we're going 30 through 32. Go ahead, my brother.
And he said, whereunto shall we liken the kingdom of God? Or with what comparison shall we compare it? It is like a grain of mustard seed, which when it is sown in the earth, is less than all the seeds that be in the earth. But when it is sown, it groweth up and becometh greater than all herbs.
Stop. When it's sown, it's greater than all herbs. A little tiny thing, greater than all herbs. And again, he likened faith to the same thing. Y'all understand that concept about the grain becoming the biggest thing. That little small faith. Go ahead, sir.
And shooteth out great branches, so that the fowls of the air may lodge under the shadow of it. And with
That was it. Now, we came out of the winter. We sowed in the spring. Now in the summer, there's two things you got to really be conscious of. Because see, in the summer, we can get a little too complacent. We can get a little too comfortable because, hey, it ain't been cold and dark for a long time, right? Y'all with me? So we can kind of ease back. We kind of fall back on our prayers a little bit. We kind of fall back. Hey, maybe we're praying 3, 4, 5, 6 times a week. Maybe it's once or twice. Maybe we arguing a little bit more. Maybe we tripping a little bit more. Maybe our thoughts ain't as clear as they used to be. We in the summer then. I'm going to read you what happens in the summer. In the summer is when what you have planted becomes vulnerable. All right? The heat or life struggles of the day is long, and the cool of night is infrequent. So it's real hot, too hot, right? And it's not enough coolness and moisture. All right? You can't become complacent because it's no longer cold and dark. On the contrary, it's hot and dry. The sun is high, and you need to water your faith so it takes deep root. Y'all understand that concept? You got to water your faith. When you feel yourself falling off, you got to water it and bring yourself back up, like a little shop of horrors plant. Summer is when you must nourish and protect your little faith buds. I'm gonna say it again. You got to nourish and protect your faith in the summer. Okay? You got to strengthen your commitment to the Godhead. You got to nourish and protect important relationships with people you love and care for. And lastly, I'm going to throw this up in there. The summer is when you move forward on your human hopes, like your career goals, like your business goals, maybe ownership goals. That's when you do that in the summertime. Y'all understanding me? Again, I'm not the dude that's going to tell you it's always going to be bad for Israel because the Lord said he'll be a little sanctuary to us. But it ain't just going to walk up to us and knock us over the head. Y'all understand it? You have to nourish and protect your faith buddings in the summer because it's hot. All right? Now, let's go to Psalm 32. Y'all think I'm crazy. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You think I'm crazy, huh? Psalm 32. In the summer, y'all got to think about it. In the summer, when does all the violence be cracking on the streets? In the summer. Because it's hot, and when it's too hot, Negroes get too tripping. Right? Am I tripping? Anybody ever see Good Right There? Celebrate Rahim, right? Talk them out in the summer, right? Y'all ain't hearing me, man. When it's hot, y'all got to be on point because your moisture is a problem. Psalm 32. We're going to do 4 and 5. Well, I like to say 4/5. Psalm 32. Somebody got that. Psalm 32. 4 and 5. Y'all still sleep with it by the bed, too. Don't get twisted. Psalm 32. 4 through 5. Hey, they had swords, didn't they? I think I'm playing. I think I'm joking. Not that I'm in any trouble or anything, but I'm just saying. Okay, it's like hard. Psalm 32. 4 through 5. You got to nourish and protect in the summer. Go ahead, my brother.
For day and night thy hand was heavy upon me. My moisture is turned into the drought of summer.
Stop. The moisture is turned into the drought of the summer. You have to nourish and protect your faith buddies in the summer. We get a little too relaxed in the summer. Go ahead, brother.
5. I acknowledge my sin unto thee, and mine iniquity have I not hid. I said, I will confess my transgressions unto the Lord, and thou forgavest the iniquity of my sins. Selah.
You protect and nourish your faith, your spirit, and your walk by staying honest with God. If you know you've been falling back and acting stupid, you need to go ahead and confess it and keep it 100 with God so he can heal you, so he can help you and me. We have to keep it real with him. Y'all understand that concept? And that's really hard because, all right, watch this. So human beings have this thing called a cognitive distortions. And there are not only cognitive distortions, but there are cognitive biases. One of them is called the inconsistency avoidance bias, where your brain literally lies to you and tells you that everything is fine, even though you know it's not fine, and your brain is too lazy to change. Why did I bring that up? Because it's easy for us to be dishonest with ourselves and dishonest with God. That ain't gonna cut it though. We have to be very honest with God if we want to continue to get our walk refreshed and protected and nourished. You got it. Who else got me out there? Who else understood that? Right on. Let's go to Proverbs 28. You nourish and protect your walk, your spirit, which means your mind, and your faith by staying honest with God. If you're falling off, come at God like, I'm falling off. Lord, help me, please. I know you know, but help me, please. And he will help you. Proverbs 28. God wants a broken and contrite, humble spirit. That's what he's looking for. The meek shall do what? Proverbs 28. Be honest when you're falling off. In the summer, you got to nourish and protect. Proverbs 28, one verse, verse 13. Proverbs 28, one verse. No, that ain't it. Yeah, that's it. Go ahead, brother.
He that covereth his sins shall not prosper.
Stop. Y'all read that one? You cover your sins, you will not prosper. Might want to think about it. If it ain't cracking, what you doing? What's up? What's cracking? Start at the top, bro. Go ahead.
He that covereth his sins shall not prosper, but whoso confesseth and forsake them shall have mercy.
So not only do you have to confess them, but you have to run from them. Let's go to Matthew. Let me show you something. Let me show you how real it is in the summertime. And we ain't talking summertime in the LBC either. Matthew 13. You have to nourish and protect in the summertime. You got to nourish and protect relationships. You got to nourish and protect your thoughts. You got to nourish and protect your little faith buddies. Because those little faith buddies are about to get harvested. And they're going to carry you through the next winter. Because winter are always coming. Matthew 13. We're going 3 through 8 and we're going to dance. Matthew 13. We're going 3 through 8 and we're going to dance. Go ahead, my brother.
And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, Behold, a sower went forth to sow. And when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up. Some fell upon stony places, where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up, because they had no deepness of earth. And when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had not root, they withered away.
Stop. We're here. They were scorched. This is the summer. This is what it's like. Read verse 6 again, sir. Go ahead.
And when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had not root, they withered away.
This is our faith that we don't nourish and protect it in the summer. Verse 7, sir.
And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them.
Come on.
But other fell into good ground.
Bad ground.
In good ground.
Ratchet ground.
Into good ground.
Come on.
And brought forth fruit. Some 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold.
Skip down to verse 20. Verse 20. Now Christ is going to break down who these soils are. Go ahead, sir.
But he that received the seed into stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it.
Come on.
Yet hath he not root in himself.
Stop. He heard the word. She heard the word. They received it, enjoyed it. They was glad, but they didn't have no root. The summer's when you nourish and protect, man, because you can lose half your crop playing around. Go ahead, brother.
21.
Come on.
Yet he hath not root in himself, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended.
That is what happens to that root. There's going to be some tribulation and persecution. People are going to be tripping. People are always tripping. Okay? You have to nourish and protect. Go ahead, sir.
22.
Come on.
He also that receives seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful.
The cares of this world, your bills, your this, your that, your baby daddy, your baby mama, your husband, your wife, your boss, whatever. The cares of this world, right? Or, hey, you know what? If I know I'm not supposed to work on the Sabbath, but, you know, I can take this job, and I can work, and life will be a little bit better, and then I don't have to worry. The cares of this world chokes it out, and it becomes unfruitful. This is what I'm telling y'all. Y'all understand these concepts right here. Why you have to nourish and protect? Because the world out there ain't playing. Go ahead, my brother. Oh, Jude. Let's go to Jude. Now, learn to protect yourself with the doctrine of faith. Let me show you the doctrine of faith. Jude. We in the summer, y'all. It ain't as bad as the winter, but still, it's not a game. Jude, and we going 1 through 3, and we gonna dance. You gotta learn to protect yourself with the doctrine of faith. Jude, 1 through 3, and we gonna dance. Jude, 1 through 3. Go ahead, bro.
Jude, the servant of Jesus Christ and brother of James, to them that are sanctified by God the Father and preserved in Jesus Christ and called, mercy unto you and peace and love be multiplied. Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you that ye should earnestly contend for the faith.
Stop. What does contend mean? I can't hear y'all.
Fight.
Contend means fight. So we talking money made. We talking when it comes to your faith, you gotta be money made with it. Y'all understand that? Go ahead, sir.
And exhort you that ye should earnestly contend for the faith which was once delivered unto the saints.
This is protection. Skip down to verse 20. This is nourishing. This is how you nourish. Go ahead, brother.
But ye, beloved, building up yourselves on your most holy faith, praying in the Holy Ghost. Keep yourselves in the love of God, looking for the mercy of our Lord Jesus Christ unto eternal life.
Stop. You understand? How you nourish. Keep yourself in the love of God and the mercy of Jesus Christ. Go ahead, sir.
And of some have compassion, making a difference.
Oh, there we go again, helping people with the compassion thing. Go ahead, sir. Verse 23.
And others say with fear, pulling them out of the fire, hating even the garments spotted by the flesh.
Like Elisha did to Elijah. Now, we're in the fall. Now you guys know how to nourish and protect, right? Let's go to the fall, because the fall is the harvest time. I'm going to read this to you. Fall. Harvest time is here. This is when you rejoice and reap. This is the moment of deep gratitude and giving of thanks to the Lord because you made it. This is the time to accept the amount that you harvest based on your actions. Point blank. So in other words, whatever you harvest in the fall, it's because of what you did or didn't do. Let's get to it. Let's go to Hebrews 6. Whatever you harvest, whatever I harvest in the 11 verses, I'm sorry. Whatever you and I harvest in the fall is because of what we did or did not do. My point is, we can't blame anyone but us for what we harvest. Hebrews 11. Hard pill to swallow, ain't it? It's easy to blame somebody, right? Look, check this out. Great white throne judgment. Is God going to ask anybody in here, what was it that such and such did to you that made you wind up here? Right. He's going to be looking at you sideways. That's my point. Whatever you harvest was because of what you and I did or didn't do. Hebrews 11. Hopefully that's resonating. Hebrews 11, one verse. Verse 6. This is the time to reap. This is the joyous time. Hebrews 11, one verse. Verse 6. Go ahead, bro.
But without faith, it is impossible to please him.
No, it's easy to please
It
him.
is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
In other words, you got to first believe God is God, number one. So you got to believe that the Godhead is God, okay? And that God is a rewarder of them that diligently, and what does diligent mean? That means you on it. You ain't slacking in your macking, so they say, right? Let's go to Mark 4. I guarantee you, I'm not going to be slacking in my macking. Not that I'm macking. Not macking like that, but y'all understand the metaphor. You can't be slacking in your macking, man. You got to be on it. Salvation is predicated, my salvation is predicated upon what I do. Every man for himself, God for us all. When it comes to that saying, every man for himself, God for us all. I am not Moses. Lord, blot me out. Nah. Nope. Hey, I'll feel bad if I make it to the first resurrection. I'm sitting on my throne, I got my crown, and I see any one of y'all in here, I'm gonna feel bad for maybe 5 seconds. Maybe. Other than that, it's gonna be like, dude. Mark 4. Y'all ain't hearing me. What I'm trying to convey is the people that you have dealt with this word are the people you're going to judge if you make it. You're going to judge your family, your friends, your co-workers. You are going to judge them because you sat with them. So for me, if I see any of y'all on the other side, or y'all see me on the other side, just looking crazy. Mark 4. I digress. Mark 4. You have from God reward you because you're diligent. Mark 4. Let's go 26 to 29. Go ahead, bro.
And he said, so is the kingdom of God, as if a man should cast seed into the ground, and should sleep, and rise not a day, and the seed.
Start at 26 again, please.
Okay.
Go ahead. What's more? They got tap dancing now, distracting long as you get some water.
And he said, so is the kingdom of God, as if a man should cast seed into the ground, and should sleep, and rise night and day, and the seed should spring and grow up, he knoweth not how.
Come on.
For the earth bringeth forth fruit of herself, first the blade, then the ear, after that the full corn in the ear.
Do you see the stages? It don't just pop up a full tree. It has to be nourished and protected through the different stages, the blade, the ear, then the full corn. That is our life. That's how our walk works. Go ahead, brother.
29.
Come on.
But when the fruit is brought forth, immediately he putteth in the sickle, because the harvest is come.
Let me show you this harvest. John 4. John 4. We almost out. John 4. John 4, we're going 34 through 38. John 4, 34 through 38. If you guys would listen, you'll make it through the seasons of life, man. Life is going to happen. It ain't going to always be summer, and it can always be spring. We cannot control they're going to come in a certain order in our lives all the time. It's not going to deviate. You ain't going to get you're not going to get 3 winters in one summer. You're going to get winter, you're going to get spring, you're going to get summer, you're going to get fall, point blank. You just got to deal with it. I got to deal with it. That's it. This is to help us deal with it. John 4, we're going 34 through 38. Go ahead, bro.
Jesus said unto them, my meat is to do the will of him that sent me, and to finish his work.
Come on.
Say not ye, there are yet 4 months, and then cometh harvest? Behold, I say unto you, lift up your eyes and look on the fields, for they are white already to harvest.
Come on.
And he that reapeth receiveth wages, and gathereth fruit unto life eternal, that both he that soweth and he that reapeth may rejoice together.
Stop. What is Jesus Christ talking about? He's saying the people that sow and the people that reap benefit from each other and shall rejoice together. I'm gonna let Paul tell you a little bit more. But go ahead, sir.
37.
Come on.
And herein is that saying true. One soweth and another reapeth. I sent you to reap that whereon he bestowed no labor. Other men labored, and ye are entered into their labors.
Now, what is he talking about? I sent you to reap whereon you bestowed no labor. So you're actually reaping something that you didn't do. Let's go to 1 Corinthians real quick. I'm going to let Paul tell you what Christ was talking about. The more simplistic version of what he's talking about. And this is a lesson for us when we're harvesting. We're harvesting not only our stuff, but someone else's stuff. We're harvesting the foundation that was laid already by God. 1 Corinthians. We're You're going 3, chapter 3, you're going 5 through 9. This is what Jesus was talking about. He said, I bestowed, and I sent you to reap, and whereon you bestowed no labor, other men labor, and you enter into their labors. This is what he's talking about. 1 Corinthians 3, 5 through 9. Go ahead, bro.
Who then is Paul, and who is Apollos?
Wait, who is IOG, and who is Israel Church of Jesus?
Right.
What's up with this campaign, right? Who are they? I'm going to let Paul tell you who they are. Go ahead, bro.
Who then is Paul, and who is Apollos, but ministers by whom ye believe, even as the Lord gave to every man?
Who is Brother Daniel? Who is Bowie? Who is Elijah? I don't even say my name because my name isn't even important. Who are these people? Go ahead, sir.
6, I have planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the increase.
Who gave the increase?
God.
Bowie.
God.
Elijah.
God.
Travis.
God
Go ahead.
gave the increase. So then neither is he that planteth anything, neither he that watereth, but God that giveth the increase.
Please reset it again, bro.
So then neither is he that planteth anything.
Stop. Now, I know our teachers, we got the best teachers money can't buy because all of us have jobs. But what I'm going to tell you is, right, what I'm telling you is, thank you. But here's my point. My point is, all of us teachers are, in the grand scheme of things, absolutely nothing and unimportant. We're just human beings. This foundation was laid thousands of years ago, and we're just building upon it and harvesting and reaping what has already been laid down. Go ahead, sir.
Didn't finish that.
Finish that.
Okay.
Do 7 again, please.
So then neither is he that planteth anything, neither he that watereth, but God that giveth the increase.
Come on.
Now he that planteth and he that watereth are one, and every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor.
Come on.
For we are laborers together with God. Ye are God's husbandry, ye are God's building.
What he's talking about is you and I accept responsibility for what we reap and what we sow or don't reap and sow. Let's go to 2 Corinthians 9. We have to accept personal responsibility for what we reap and sow. If we ain't sowing, if we ain't going to be reaping. If we ain't reaping, then there's something wrong. Something's amiss. And it's on us. We got to figure it out. We got to keep it honest with God. We got to nourish and protect, and maybe God will give us the answer in a lesson. What we doing wrong. Y'all with me on that?
Right.
2 Corinthians 9. 2 Corinthians 9. We're going 6 to 11. 2 Corinthians 9, 6 to 11. Go ahead, bro.
But this I say, he which soweth sparingly shall reap also sparingly, and he which soweth bountifully shall reap also bountifully.
Now, I know the sun worshipers like to use this to talk about money. I'm not going to use it to talk about money. I'm showing you the spiritual implications. If you sow sparingly, then when harvest time comes around, you're going to be hungry. When winter comes around, you're going to be shook. Go ahead, bro.
7.
Come on.
Every man according as he purposeth in his heart, so let him give, not grudgingly or of necessity, for God loveth the cheerful giver.
Again, I ain't talking about no bread. I ain't talking about no gold or silver. I'm talking about a kind word, some compassion, a prayer fast with somebody, help somebody. You can give that too. It just ain't bread. Go ahead, sir.
8.
Come on.
And God is able to make all grace abound towards you.
Some grace abound.
All grace abound towards you, that ye always, having all sufficiency in all things, may abound to every good work.
Every bad word.
Every good work.
Come on.
As it is written, he hath dispersed abroad, he hath given to the poor. His righteousness remaineth forever.
Remember how you're supposed to sow with your actions and deeds? And he said he gave to the poor and his righteousness abound forever. Y'all ain't understanding. This is how you sow your faith. Go ahead, brother.
10. Now he that ministereth seed to the sower, both minister bread for your food, and multiply your seed sown, and increase the fruits of your righteousness.
Y'all ain't hearing me. Go ahead, bro.
Being enriched in everything to all bountifulness, which causeth through his thanksgiving to God.
When we reap, we give all glory to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We don't glory in it. We give the glory where it's needed, because God deserves the glory when he brings us out of the winter, and he brings us into a good harvest. Y'all with me on that concept? Now, this is the personal results of our planting. Let's go to Psalms 1. 1 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 Psalms And I just ain't gonna leave you just thinking that this is just for this carnal situation right now. I'm gonna give you some big picture stuff too. Because y'all know I always do big picture stuff too. Psalms 1, we're going 1 through 3. These again are personal results of our planting. Psalm 1, we're going 1 through 3. Go ahead, bro.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful.
Stop. You'll be sowing iniquity if you do those things. Don't do these things. I don't care who the wicked person is. Don't. Go ahead, sir.
2. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper.
Did that just say whatsoever he doeth? Or did that not say whatsoever he doeth? Do y'all believe that? Or do you just think it's supposed to be bad and it's supposed to be terrible all the time because of Israel? This word is true and living on everything, on every front. Y'all know hearing me. And I'm going through a winter right now in almost all aspects of my life, minus my faith. My faith is strong. Everything else, I'm in a winter season like I've never experienced. Let's go to Galatians 6. Now, here's the big picture view of what we are going to reap. This is why we're here. We're here for this. Galatians 6, we're going 7 through 9. When we're in the winters, endure. And remember the merciful bounties of the Lord. And remember that he renews it every morning for us. Galatians 6, this is the big picture. If we reap, we're going to reap the body and the mind and the power of God. That is what we're going to ultimately reap. We're going to reap becoming God. Galatians 6, 7 through 9. Go ahead, bro.
Be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
You can set your watch by that statement. Go ahead, bro.
For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting.
Read it again, brother.
For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption.
Corruption is death. If you do stuff according to the flesh, then don't, what did Joe Clark say? Don't mess around. Do it expeditiously. Get out of the way and really go do it if that's what you want to go do. Don't play. Not that I advocate that, but I'm saying don't play. But when you read according to the Spirit, go ahead, my brother.
But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting.
When he says life everlasting, what is he talking about? Eternal life, being raised from the dead is what this is. This is big picture view. Go ahead, sir.
9. And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap, if we faint not.
That's the spring. That's the harvest. Let's go to Revelation 3. I'm going to show you the last big picture. I ain't talking about big pimping. Big picture. Revelation 3, we're going 12 through 13. I'm quite unorthodox, but the message gets through regardless of how crazy I am. Revelation 3, we're going 12 through 13. This is one of the promises of God. This is why we're here. This is why I'm not this is why I'm not someplace with a money machine rolling, doing something crazy. This is why. Revelation 3, we're going 12 through 13. Revelation 3, 12 through 13. I do not want to be in a lava pit jacuzzi for forever. I want the inverse of that. This is the inverse. Revelation 3, we're going 12 through 13. Go ahead, my brother.
Not as Cain, who was of that.
Sorry. Revelation 3, 12 through 13.
Oh, my bad.
Make sure I'm there. Is that me?
I don't know how that happened, but I was at 3 and 12. It's not Revelation.
Right. I'll forgive you.
Okay. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got it now. It's in red.
Go ahead, bro.
Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my God.
Stop. Now let me help you out with this. In the 1,000-year millennium, there is going to be a temple that is rebuilt by immortal beings that will be inhabited by spiritual beings and human beings. In the Father's kingdom, the Son and Him are the temple. This is talking about the Son's kingdom and the Father's kingdom. But that temple, he said, I'm going to make you a pillar in the temple. It says judgment was given unto them. This is what he's talking about. Go ahead, sir.
And he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my God, and the name of the city of my God, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my God. And I will write upon him my new name.
Yeshua.
My new name.
Yahushua.
My new name.
Yahushua.
My new name.
Jesus.
My new name.
What's another one?
Pick one.
If be so many of them, I lose count.
It's not going to change.
It's not going to change. He said, I'm going to write the new name. Can we stop name banging? Can we please understand that we have bigger fish to fry? The FBI classifies us black identity terrorists. We have more to argue about than the letter J. We are considered black identity terrorists. Y'all ain't understanding what I'm telling y'all right now. Finish me out, brother.
13.
Come on.
He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches.
In conclusion, read your Bible. Pray for understanding. And keep yourself from sinning. That's what I want. I hope y'all got some understanding.